Dodgers enter this final series before the All-Star game. 14.5 games clear of both Arizona and San Diego. 3 more games against the Diamondbacks. As they continue the season series, the Dodgers have won 5 of the first 7 in 2026. It's a bullpen game with Shohei Ohtani not starting. And the sounds of Hadaway play around Dodger Stadium, meaning Kyle Hurt is starting things off. His first outing in 5 days. Did not have an appearance in the Colorado Rockies series. In his 32nd game, he enters with an ERA just above 4.5. And it's been a tough last couple of months for Hurt.
Yeah, it really has. And again, he's still making his way back from injury. And, he's had some stretches where he's thrown well and then he gets into a bit of a rut. But basically, he's a 2-pitch guy. The 4-seamer and the changeup. He will mix in the slider. But he's a guy that likes to pitch up and down. And you can tell by the StatCast chart right there. Stays in the middle part of the zone, but he likes to change height. Goes more north and south.
He'll face this starting lineup for the manager Torey Lovullo, former UCLA Bruin, going with Ketel Marte leading off as the DH. The switch hitter will bat in front of another switch hitter in Geraldo Perdomo at short. Corbin Carroll in right. Gabriel Moreno will clean up behind the dish. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. will bat 5th in left field. Ildemaro Vargas will bat 6th at 2nd. Then the last 3 of the order, the veteran third baseman Nolan Arenado, and the prize rookie center fielder Ryan Waldschmidt, and last but not least at first base is Tim Tawa. Ready to roll on what we hope is a happy Friday for you and yours. Hurt's first pitch is called a strike at the bottom of the zone. Quickly 2 strikes on Marte, who enters this series hitting .263. Gotten things rolling the last month or so. Batting average right around 300 in that stretch, but it's been a quiet year relative to his normal production. It's a ground ball base hit through the right side, a 2-strike leadoff single. And leading off innings, hitters have been jumping out in innings against Kyle Hurt this year.
Yeah, not ideal sequencing nor execution right there. Ahead 0-2 after throwing a slider and a changeup. So you've got something to play with, and whether you want to go changeup or fastball out of the zone, that's what Kyle was trying to execute, but unable to do so.
Now Geraldo Perdomo starting to heat up. It's just foul down the first base line. There's nothing Freddie Freeman could do about that. Should it have stayed fair.
He gets a changeup, and you see Freddie just kind of lunging over there.
After the Marte base hit, opponents now 7 for 25 with 6 leadoff walks against Kyle Hurt starting innings.
Well, the frustrating thing there, you had him 0-2.
Ball and a strike on Perdomo. Two strikes for Hurt as he blows the fastball by him.
Yeah, in another 2-strike position. Opponents were just 6 for 56 with 2 strikes versus Hurt prior to that hit by Marte. Got Perdomo in a 2-strike predicament now.
Does not bite on the changeup downstairs. 2-2. Hurt's season ERA up nearly 4 full runs since the start of June. 13 earned runs in his last 13 games. But this was a guy, EK, who once he came up this year quickly ascended up the bullpen trust tree for Dave Roberts, just trying to recapture that form. Payoff with the runner going, fouled away.
Well, and you have to remember, he's coming off of Tommy John and been out for, a period of time. And I mean, all things considered, he's done relatively well.
Another 3-2. Marte takes off. This is sawed off into shallow center. So back-to-back 2-strike singles for the Diamondbacks to open up against Hurt.
So I think if anything right now, the first hitter, Marte, was down 0-2 and didn't execute a pitch, and then with Perdomo he was ahead 1-2, found himself 3-2 and had to come in with a fastball. And so right now, if anything, I'd say getting ahead, he just hasn't been able to make a pitch.
Now another big challenge in Corbin Carroll. Carroll has been ice cold entering this series, but still a dangerous presence. He's 4 for his last 38. Chops it to Freeman. 3, 6, and with Carroll's speed, they're not going to be able to turn 2. That brings up Gabriel Moreno. Last 26 games, he's really turned it on offensively. He's a guy, he's started his young career, he's trying to take that Diamondback mantle of Dodger killer, previously held by likes of Paul Goldschmidt or Christian Walker. D-backs on the corners, 1 out as he waves at a changeup, strike 1.
4 straight hitters. Kyle Hurt working ahead.
Oh, 2 in a hurry. All right, so the 2 hits for Arizona were both against fastballs in the heart of the plate. Ahead of Moreno, 0-2. How do Rushing and Hurt attack?
I feel like Hurt right now, he could come hard inside. I think he'd tie up Moreno pretty good.
They're setting up inner half. Missed on the outer half, and Moreno shot it the other way. So Arizona takes the first lead of the series. The throw in from right skips into the Dodger dugout. That gives Carroll an extra 90 feet and gives Arizona an extra run. 2-0 D-backs.
Well, a couple things. Rushing was right. He wanted to go inside, and Kyle Hurt having trouble controlling that fastball. We saw the 0-2 pitch to Marte ended up right down the middle. That one ended up on the opposite side of the plate. And then the frustration doesn't get over to back up third. So just a lot going on. Has to slow things down.
Ball 1 on Gurriel Jr. The tough summer sledding continues for Hurt. First inning continues. The ground ball to Freeman. Hurt will cover this bag. 2 gone. If the Dodger pen can rack up at least 7 Ks, they get you a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow in Los Angeles after you buy a large drink. Now another switch hitter, Ildemaro Vargas, has to jump out of the way of a fastball in. 10-year journeyman who's bounced around a bit, but he always seems to bounce back to the desert. 3rd stint with Arizona. One and one. Chopper to second. Routine for Rojas. That ends the first inning, but a crooked number for Arizona. 2-0 early. Dodgers down. The Dodgers starting lineup presented by your SoCal Helpful Honda dealer. Shohei Ohtani, despite being scratched from his start, that bothersome left knee, he is in there as the DH. Andy Pages batting second in center. Freddie Freeman at first. Mookie Betts to clean up at short. Tommy Edman will bat 5th at 3rd with Max Muncy getting the night off. Kyle Tucker in right. Teoscar Hernandez in left. Miguel Rojas at second base and Dalton Rushing doing the catching. The Dodgers facing the veteran left-hander Eduardo Rodriguez, just named to an all-star team for the first time in his 11-year career. Ohtani tried to ambush the first pitch. Fouled it back, strike 1. Rodriguez in his 19th start. It's been a dominant year for the Southpaw. 2 or fewer earned runs in 5 straight starts, and in 14 of 18 starts all year. A 1-1 hit in the air to left field, slicing back toward the wall. It's gone. That left knee not near 100%, but the bat certainly is. Number 2-1 for Ohtani makes it 2-1 Arizona. Pages rips back strike 1.
That's just a different bird right there. I mean, really, it's. I mean, even running around the bases, you could see, you know, he's kind of limping, and I just marvel at the fact that he's done what he's done, pitching-wise, with a bad knee. He's put up the numbers that he's put up offensively with a bad knee. And what he's doing, if you were 100% and you were doing that, people would bow down.
Correct. 26th leadoff home run as a Dodger, 32 now in his career, his 8th this season. Pages stays alive, 0-2.
You know, Rodriguez in the month of May only gave up 1 home run. I mean, he gave up 4 last month, but still, it's not like he gives up a lot of balls that are flying out of the park.
Another 0-2. This is upstairs. Rodriguez in the third year of a 4-year, $80 million free agent contract signed with the D-backs in December of 2023, and having by far his best year in the desert. On a 1-2 pitch, Pages fouls one away.
You know, I think a lot of that emanates from what he did in the WBC. I mean, he was absolutely electric, and it was, you know, he started to pitch. He was a guy that always just tried to throw the ball by you and didn't really rely on his secondary stuff. And this year's been a different story.
Now Pages pummels one back to start the game and reset the game. How's that for a response in the first?
Well, take a look at the way this game has started. This pitch down in the zone, and Shohei putting it in the left field seats, and Andy Pages thinking, you know what? I'm going to do the same thing. Trust me, he hit a home run as well. We'll take a look at it right here. Yeah, he knew. Just dropped his head right there. It was on the 7th pitch of the at-bat. He was down 1-2. Solid at-bat by Pages. You know, those home runs, they came on the fastball and the sinker. He's allowed a total of 3 home runs on those 2 pitches prior to tonight.
Now Freddie Freeman has a chance to make it 3 in a row. Instead, Rodriguez punches his ticket. First out of the inning. Well, Mookie coming off a big night on Wednesday. A go-ahead RBI single in the 8th inning.
You take a look at the way he battled, and you know that was the only hit he had the entire series. Continued to foul off some pitches and finally got something that he could shoot up the middle and drive in a big run.
Takes a ball from his former teammate. Betts has cooled off a little bit the last handful of games, 2 for his last 18. Even still, he's reached base safely in 20 of his last 22 games. Hitting .322 in this stretch to buoy what was a tough start to the year offensively, of course, working around that oblique injury. And Betts will roll one through the left side. Didn't have to wait long in this series for his first hit. Has it in his first plate appearance.
He does a nice job. He gets a changeup and, you know, fortunately finds some grass. Hit it off the end of the bat, but in a good spot. 84 miles an hour. Perdomo had no play on it.
In steps the suddenly aggressive Tommy Edman. 351 his first 19 games, and he's been ambushing first pitches seemingly all year. Tries to do it again. Skies it into shallow right. Carroll takes the second out. And as high as Edman's first pitch swing rate is, the highest of his career, it still pales in comparison to what Kyle Tucker has done. He digs in with 2 outs in the first. The game now tied at 2. Back-to-back home runs from Ohtani and Pages to start. Tucker had a 2 RBI base hit on Wednesday. Batting .366 the last dozen games.
Yeah, his hit was really huge in that first inning the other night. And the reason for it, the Dodgers had scored 1 run, but they had looked like they were going to get out of the inning, and then he was able to hit a ball with the bases loaded. He drove it to left field, drove in the 2 runs. Take a look at what he's done here in the last 12 games. OPS of 933. But again, that hit he had the other night was paramount, not only for him, but for the ball club.
Ball and 2 strikes. It's reached safely 23 times in this stretch. Had a tough time hitting Rodriguez in his career. 3 for 22. That's a 136 average for Tucker. The 1-2. Hook's low and away. The 2-2 to Tucker. Cut on and miss, strike 3. So a couple of Ks for Rodriguez, but a couple of homers for the Dodgers. Shohei, then Andy. New ball game headed to the second.
The Journey to 30 sweepstakes presented by T-Mobile is the ultimate bucket list. Enter now for your chance to win trips to all 30 ballparks. Visit MLB./journey to 30 sweeps.
Kyle Hurt back out there for another inning of work, facing 7, 8, 9 for Arizona, starting with Nolan Arenado. Dodger lineup picking Hurt up. Those back-to-back solo homers in the first to tie it at 2. First reliever up in the Dodger pen, Will Klein, getting ready to follow Hurt.
A really nice pitch right there. Took a lot off of it. A slider there.
Rushing loses the appeal. 3-1. Hurt trying to do something here tonight. And he's only done one other time this year. Let's record more than 3 outs in an outing. Pitched an inning and a third back on the 7th of June, the Freeway Series. The count full to 3-2 to Arenado. Misses up. Another leadoff walk. 7 of Hurt's 16 free passes issued on the year have come starting innings.
Yeah, 4 of the first 7 tonight have reached base. Again, just has not been able to command that fastball.
Bounces back with strike 1 on Ryan Waldschmidt, 23-year-old rookie. One of the top prospects in Arizona's pipeline.
Yeah, he just came back. I believe he was down in the minor leagues. He'd been up, and then they sent him down, and they DFA'd Pavin Smith the other day, and Waldschmidt going to get his opportunity again. A lot of tools, a lot of energy.
Hurt ahead, 0-2. As a changeup spoiled. And Pavin Smith, former top 10 pick. D-backs was in the organization for about a decade. So they designate him for assignment and bring up Waldschmidt, who's a first-round pick just 2 years ago. 1-2. Strike 3. First K for Kyle.
.97 mile an hour, and he paints it on the outer part of the plate. Really a nice job by Kyle. He's staying out. Again, where he's got hurt, he leaves the pitch over the middle part. Right there, executing a location perfectly.
Ball 1 in the dirt to Tim Tawa, number 9 hitter at first base tonight. The Diamondbacks 14.5 games back of the Dodgers in the division, 5.5 games back of the third and final wild card spot in the National League. And they've been going the wrong way for much longer than Torey Lovullo would like. They've dropped 11 of the last 18 games, and the offense has been tough to come by. Ball and 2 strikes on Tawa.
You know, I was reading something the other day where they had gone into the season, or I should say they had reached a part of the season where they had the same record the last 3 years at 45 and 47. The last 3 years, all 45 and 47. Since then, they're 1-0, but they got to get going.
Count squares up, 2-2.
You mentioned the wild card hunt. There's so many teams in that mix, and you know, that's not going to be easy sledding at all for anybody to get into the wild card. So much competition.
Fly ball to right field. Tucker back on the warning track. He's got room. 2 gone. Career high 36 pitches thrown for Kyle Hurt. And that's going to be all. An inning and 2/3. He'll give way to Will Klein as Dave Roberts makes a change in the second. The Dodgers and D-backs even at 2. Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Jacoby and Myers. Will Klein comes on for the 32nd time. What a season he is having. 35 2/3 innings, an ERA of 2.27, an ERA plus with 100 being league average, 183. Inherits a runner on first, 2 outs in the second. Ball in the dirt on Ketel Marte. Rushing is going to remind Nolan Arenado not to get too far off the bag. Two of the best of their generation standing next to each other at first base right now. Freddie Freeman, Nolan Arenado. A slow roller right back to Freddie. Will take it himself. Will Klein strands the inherited runner, keeps it tied at 2. Couldn't ask for a much better July night here at Blue Heaven on Earth. Dodgers 2, the Diamondbacks 2. Oscar Hernandez, Miguel Rojas, and Dalton Rushing due up for the Dodgers in the home half of the second inning. Ball 1 from Eduardo Rodriguez, who gave up the early 2-0 lead with back-to-back home runs surrendered to Ohtani and Pages.
Yeah, one of the crazy things is Rodriguez threw over 50% fastballs in that first inning, and the Dodgers, they're one of the top 4-seam hitting teams in all of Major League Baseball, so not really sure what the thought process was there.
Hernandez didn't get all this one. Straightaway center, camped out Waldschmidt. 1 gone.
But on the flip side, when you play against the Dodgers, they are so well prepared, and you have to do something unconventional, something out of the ordinary, because they know what you're going to do. JT Watkins does an unbelievable job of game prep, especially for the team offensively.
See how unconventional Rodriguez tries to get against Miguel Rojas. Ooh, curve called strike 1. Rojas is 7 for 10 lifetime against the Arizona starter. Bleeds one off the right side of the mound. 2 out. Brings up the red hot Dalton Rushing. Last 10 games, 12 hits, including 5 extra base hits.
Certainly been swinging it a little bit. And he had that big walk-off hit against the Rockies. Also a couple of doubles that ball game. Great tag at home plate. Just continues to get more and more comfortable.
Been plenty comfortable facing left-handed pitching. He's got reverse splits so far. And he's been better against lefties than he has against righties. Hitting .295 with an .857 OPS against all left-handed pitchers. Couldn't hold up the check swing again. Ball's behind, a ball and 2 strikes. Ground ball to second. Picked there by Vargas. And after throwing 23 pitches in the first inning, Rodriguez retires the side in the second on just 9.
The first 40,000 fans on Tuesday, July 28th, and you'll receive one of 5 player championship rings presented by Security Benefit. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information.
Will Klein got the last out of the second. He'll have the hill for the top of the third. Still a tie game here in LA. The Dodgers and D-backs wrapping up the first half of the 2026 season. Though again, technically past the first half. This is game 95. Strike one down the pipe to Perdomo. It's been a weird year for Geraldo Perdomo. Okay, last year he was just outside being a finalist for the National League MVP, 4th in MVP voting, and only Shohei Ohtani had a higher WAR than Perdomo. Huge drop off in offensive production so far in 2026.
I mean, that's been the tale of this Diamondback ball club. Marte never, I mean, he's been fine, but he hasn't got to Marte status. Corbin Carroll has had sporadic stretches, but we've seen all 3 of these guys have much better years, and it just hasn't happened, and that's why they're 14.5 out.
3-1 pitch grounded to Freddie. Doesn't need any help to record the first out.
I mean, I guess I shouldn't say that's why they're 14.5 out, because any team in the Dodgers division is going to be a ways out, right? But they're a team that's under 500. They should not be under 500.
Speaking of Carroll, here he is for the second time. Strike one from Klein. Ball and 2 strikes. You know, Will Klein has only given up 2 home runs his entire career. The very first one came off the bat of Corbin Carroll. It was June 4th at Chase Field.
It's 59 innings pitched in the big league, so got a little bit of run.
Klein trying to even out the book. I felt Will's always talking to himself out there. Foul right back. Don't worry, EK. It's not going to make it into the booth.
What's that supposed to mean, Nelly?
I'm just saying.
I don't think. I mean, the way you say it, you would insinuate that I was scared. You said, "Don't worry." I wasn't worried the other night. I just casually moved out of the way. That's the way I move these days. I mean, there was a lot of misinterpretation of fear and anxiety and all that. None of that. Casually moved out of harm's way. Yeah, I was told by one of the Dodger employees that it was fight or flight. That's what it was.
Playing days are over.
Like I said, I don't get paid to catch them anymore.
Oh, here's a challenge.
Yeah, not going to like this.
Previous pitch was called a ball. The catcher is challenging.
I mean, this isn't even close.
ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile.
Yeah, it's.
The call is confirmed. Los Angeles has one challenge remaining.
I mean, I think people are educated enough to know. Like, I don't have to go on a diatribe. It just that wasn't great. I mean, you can hear now the fans in the stands.
Oh.
You know, they're catching on. They're right before the break, and they've got a pretty good hang of it.
Run expectancy.
Thank you.
1-on-1 out in the third. Ball went up and in on Moreno. You did have a fun conversation with Alex Call before today's game, and AC was a good sport.
Yeah. You know, the funny thing was, is he said the minute he did it the second time, he knew. He's like, oh, why did I do this?
He said he appreciated the response from his teammates who had the right to be upset with burning 2 challenges in the first inning, but when he got back to the dugout, he heard more jokes than anything else. Teoscar Hernandez came up to him and said, hey, man, don't worry about that. Alex Freeland came up to him. Klein's 2-1 to Moreno. No swing, ball 3.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Crew chief Rob Drake is the first base umpire tonight. Austin Jones behind the plate. Stu Sherwater at second. Junior Valentine at third. Runner going. Moreno fills the count with a foul ball.
All 3 hitters this half inning have run 3 ball counts.
Klein takes a deep breath before the payoff. Pitch they don't have to wait. Diamondbacks got their first 2 runs in the first inning with Moreno at the dish. 2-strike opposite field single. And then there was an error in the field as Tucker's throw from right to third base went into the Dodger dugout. It's a wave and a miss, strike 3. Ball goes right back to Rushing.
That swing. Yeah, first base occupied, so he's just running for exercise. But the swing was crazy. I mean, look where this pitch is.
12, Lourdes Gurriel Jr.
Ooh.
I mean, that. Wow.
Missed it by
That much.
2 out, Carroll in scoring position. Breaking ball away from Gurriel. Bouncing ball to Rojas. Carroll stranded. 2.5 complete. 2-2 the score. Performance Spotlight sponsored by your Southern California Nissan dealers. The Dodger offense getting ready to work again. Offense didn't take long to work. Ohtani and Pages with back-to-back home runs against Rodriguez. Tied the game at 2, and it stayed that way up until this point. The third time this year Rodriguez has given up 2 home runs in a game, and he did it back-to-back hitters in the first inning. And Ohtani's home run trot after his 21st of the year was a labored one. A scratch from tonight's start, the bothersome left knee.
You could certainly see him going around the bases. Noticeable limp or favoring. And I don't think I've seen that. Not that pronounced. I haven't seen that, or I haven't noticed it this year. Not like that.
On a 1-2 pitch, Ohtani strikes out on a high fastball. All 3 strikeouts from Rodriguez have come in that 4-seamer.
Number 44.
Yeah, this one just the top part of the zone, maybe even a little out. But Shohei thinking he can catch up to it. That pitch he hit out was down in the zone.
Ball 1 to Pages. His home run came on the 7th pitch from Rodriguez. And here's an interesting one from the Dr. Podolsky. The 10th time a Dodger this year has hit a home run on the 7th pitch of an at-bat or later. Tied for the most in baseball. So it just takes that point we often make about the Dodger lineup being relentless and how they grind you down and they force you to throw a lot of pitches. When they do get you deep into the count, they make you pay.
Well, it's one of those things. The more pitches you force a guy to throw, the more chance he's going to make a mistake. And when he does, the Dodgers have been able to capitalize.
Pages flares one to right center field. He homered in the first, got every stitch. This one got just enough.
Yeah, that one came off the bat at 70 miles an hour. Again, though, he found some space. Take that all day long.
Freddie 0 for 1, struck out in the first inning. First pitch grounded to second. Vargas to Perdomo. Perdomo to Tawa. 4-6-3. And the inning is over. 3 full behind us. Still 2-2.
The first 40,000 fans will take home an exclusive Kike Hernandez pitching bobblehead on Sunday, July 12th, presented by Nikaido. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information. And guys, got good news directly from Kike Hernandez himself. Earlier this afternoon, he said he is going to return on the first homestand after the All-Star break.
Well, that's terrific news, DV. Thank you so much. That All-Star break is right around the corner. 3 more games for the Dodgers to complete. And that good news that David Vassegh just delivered with Kike's return is coming way faster than anybody expected.
Yeah, we've been watching him out here. Really, the last few weeks we've seen him out here and been doing things and moving around and looks good.
Klein gets Vargas for the first out of the fourth.
I mean, I knew he was all right. I saw him the other day, and he was dancing in the dugout, so I figured the oblique had to be okay.
3 strikeouts down for the Dodgers, 4 away from getting you a free jumbo jack. Jack in the Box in LA tomorrow after you buy a large drink.
That's the rehab program, right? Not going to go down to OKC. Just see if you can dance in the dugout.
Right.
Move.
Look.
Yeah. Can't wait to get that energy back and shoot that bat too, right?
Pryor on the horn. Josh Barr in the Dodger pen. Brock Stewart is warming. As Klein pulls ball 2 on Arenado. I mean, if button up your point about Kike, we saw him for 2 games, 4 ABs, 4 for 4 with a home run and 2 doubles. And then like that, he's gone to the injured list again. Arenado walks for a second time. And here comes Dave Roberts. Hurt to Klein, Klein to Brock Stewart when we come back. Five outs. Will Klein got 5 outs. Now the Dodgers turn to Brock Stewart in this bullpen game. Dodgers and D-backs tied at 2. Nolan Arenado just walked with 1 out here in the 4th.
Take a look at Brock and what he's done. 7 innings pitched this year. Opponents are only hitting 154. Righty's having a tough time. Likes to throw that sinker in there and eat some bats up.
Facing the center fielder Waldschmidt, rookie batting 8th. Arenado, his last 11 games had 1 total walk. He's walked in each of his first 2 plate appearances tonight. Two and 0.
A nasty 4-seamer on the outer part of the plate. So he's got Waldschmidt at least thinking, okay, that's where he wants to go. Can open up with that sinker in on the hands if he wants.
Oh, with the breaking ball. Get a whiff and strike 2.
Now as a hitter, you got issues because you're thinking, all right, he just dropped the sweeper. I saw that 4-seamer on the outer part. He'd thrown a sinker earlier in the count.
Try to go back to the well with the sweeper. Full count. And that one in the same spot as the previous pitch. Another 3-ball count for a Diamondback hitter tonight. Stewart's payoff. Gets him. Blows the fastball by him.
But the same pitch that he got him swinging on the 2-0. Thrown that fastball away and it swung through it. And this one again. 3-2.
Final D-back in the order. Tim Tebow is 0 for 1. Flew out to right field. Foul strike 1 off the mask of Austin Jones. Thankfully appears to be okay. Tried to sneak one through the front door. Just missed the inside corner. 1-1.
Yeah, 2 pitches Adult may be thinking about, but remember he used a challenge earlier in the game. And on top of it, it wasn't even close. So then you start questioning, am I seeing the ball well tonight? Those last 2 pitches.
Now Tawa tags one to left field. It'll be a courtesy turn and walk from Teoscar Hernandez halfway up the pavilion for a 2-run homer. That's the second home run of the season for Tawa. Arizona back ahead by a pair.
That was that 4-seam fastball. He had success against Waldschmidt with it, but look at the location on this one. This is inner half of the plate and really just runs right into Tawa's bat. And the pitches that he had success against Waldschmidt were away. That one just leaked back inside.
Top of the order, ball 1 to Marte. One and two.
Good pitch. You know, the Dodgers tonight, they're only 10 of 19 on first pitch strikes. And you got to remember, Kyle Hurt, he started the evening. He was 3 for his first 3. So they haven't been working ahead. They get behind and then they have to come in. And that's what happened in the last at bat to Tawa. Stewart had fallen behind 2-1.
Trying to put away Marte. And he does. Gets him with a breaking ball, but Tawa did the damage. A 2-run shot. The Dodgers back down by 2. Back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. The 90 minutes from wherever you are. Good times. Arizona back ahead of the Dodgers 4-2, bottom of the 4th. Eduardo Rodriguez against Mookie Betts. The Dodgers jumped on Rodriguez to start with back-to-back home runs, forced him to throw 23 pitches in the first inning, but he's responded, facing the minimum in each of the last 2 innings on just 9 pitches.
And it's kind of what the Dodgers did the other evening too. If you remember, against the Rockies, they attacked Hughes. He had 39 pitches in the first inning, and then Dodgers scored 3 runs, and then they just went dormant.
The pitcher's called a ball.
Ball called, but Moreno's going to issue a challenge and probably win a strike for Rodriguez. Yet he does.
The call's overturned. Arizona has 2 remaining.
Another ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. the end of the bat in the shallow right. Or shallow left, I beg your pardon. One gone.
What does that mean when you say I beg your pardon? Like you said,
I hope you'll pardon me for the mistake. That
I could care less, right, dude? Like
No.
dude, left, right, it's a fly ball, guy's out.
Yeah.
You don't need to beg.
I
just was thinking of that
casually
phrase.
asked
I just
for your pardon.
Yeah, like I mean, like that phrase just sounds crazy.
I carelessly ask for your forgiveness.
I'd like the my bad guys left field, not right. Or is that not grammatically correct?
No. You
not polite.
No, that applies.
Oh, okay. But your pardon is pardoned.
Thank you for your blessing, Mr. Karros. Tommy Edman 0 for 1 so far. And the Diamondbacks scoring 4 runs for Rodriguez. That's kind of been the magic number for him in terms of support. When he's gotten at least 4 runs of offense, he is undefeated 7-0. An ERA of 2.57. Now he has had plenty of outings for the Diamondbacks offense, which again for most of this year has been essentially non-existent, where he's pitched well in those games without support. But he's gotten some tonight, that's for sure.
I mean, they just need to get on some sort of feel-good stretch right now. Arizona, we talked about it, 14.5 back, but chasing that wild card a little over 5 games back, and they've got to really decide: are they buyers or are they sellers?
Edman down on strikes, 4th K for Erod. Now, to your point you made earlier, it's crowded in the National League. The Cubs, Phillies, and Marlins have the 3 wild card spots. Dodgers, Brewers, and Atlanta, the 3 division leaders. You have Cardinals, Nationals, and Pirates sitting between Arizona and that last spot. Now Tucker torches one toward the right center field gap. It is going to bang off the wall. Throw quickly in from Waldschmidt, but Tucker already standing there with a 2-out double.
Peppered that 93-mile-an-hour 4-seamer, 102 off the bat. Just needed it to reach a little bit more. Again, seeing something like that, as I talked about earlier in the game, that line drive with the bases loaded in the first inning the other night. Now you're starting to see things. Again, he's feeling a lot better about at least the results. May not like exactly how the ball is coming off the bat all the time, but the results are productive.
Wave and miss, strike 1 against Teoscar Hernandez. Tucker now with 16 hits his last 13 games. Just the 3rd extra base hit, but he'll take any kind of hit. The season is gone. Tying run at the plate for the Dodgers. An even 1-1 count.
When you're up at the plate, there is no such thing as a bad hit. And in the big leagues, really no such thing as a bad hit.
Right to Carroll. The 2-out double is stranded. A shutdown inning for Rodriguez. Still 4-2 Arizona. Back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. Diamondbacks not making it easy on the Dodgers tonight. They lead 4-2. Brock Stewart's first pitch of the 5th is a ball upstairs on Geraldo Perdomo. Dodgers out hitting Arizona and out homering Arizona tonight. Yet the scoreboard is 4-2 Snakes.
Well, the crazy thing is, you talk about the Diamondbacks. They've got 4 runs. They're 1 for 5 with runners in scoring position. The Dodgers only have 1 at bat this evening with the runner in scoring position. We just saw it. 0 for 1, obviously.
Three balls and a strike. That's not close. Ball 4 and a leadoff walk. The Dodgers have handed out a few too many of those already.
Yeah, that's where you were talking about how the Dodgers have out-hit the Diamondbacks, but garnered a few base on balls. There was that fourth of the evening right there.
Runner on for Corbin Carroll. The ball from Stewart. Tapped right in front of the plate. Rushing's going to second. The throw skips into center field, and Perdomo's going to head for third. That look from Dave Roberts says plenty.
Yeah, Rush does a good job of getting out in front of the plate. He's got it there. He got the time and just doesn't follow through at the throw. I mean, everything looks good. Maybe he opens up a little bit or just trying to aim it. I mean, it was such an easy throw. You make it difficult. Do that 99 out of 100 times. Rush has no issue with that. That's the thing too with this Dodger ball club. The last few days, the defense hasn't been tight. Getting a little careless. The physical errors are going to be there. They've had some mental miscues as well. I mean, sometimes the reality is this break can't come soon enough.
It's the second error of the night and 5th error for the Dodgers in the last 3 games. After going a dozen consecutive games without 1 error. So the first inning, Kyle Tucker's throw from right skip past Edman at third into the Dodger dugout. Kyle hurt and wasn't covering. And so physical and mental is your reference has been evident on both ends.
Well, and the thing is, the Dodgers have been elite, not good, elite up until really the last few ball games. I mean, quite frankly, the game that they beat the Rockies, they made some unbelievable defensive plays to allow for that. Miguel Rojas, Pages, great relay. But I'll take their defense over any club in baseball.
3 balls and a strike on Moreno. Stewart with less than 50% strikes thrown so far. Runner takes off for second. Chopper to Edman at third. The run's going to score. Nicely done by Tommy to get the first out of the inning. It's now 5-2 Arizona. So the leadoff walk and then the error bites LA.
Yeah, it really was a nice play by Tommy. Goes up, jumps up, and it's going to sound kind of crazy, but sometimes ground balls, the high ones, can get lost in the lights. And the way that ball was hit, and then Tommy having to go up for it, was able to stay with it, made a nice play, and recorded it out.
It'll be Edgardo Enriquez coming out of the pen. 1 on, 1 out in the 5th. The Dodger deficit is now 3.
Edgardo Enriquez coming in right now for the Dodgers, and see that record, 4-0. Only 1 home run allowed. He had a nice outing the other night. He came in against the Rockies with the bases loaded. Got that darn Kyle Karros to fly out to right field. Good for Edgardo.
Well, you talk about the trust tree or the confidence cactus. Edgardo Enriquez is firmly there. What a run he has been on. The last 24 games, 26 and 2/3 innings, an ERA of 1.35.
It's all right there. It was a balk call. Doc just flustered right now. Now that forces the infield to be in.
Strike 1 to Gurriel Jr. Yeah, the Dodgers have looked like a team coming off an off day and 3 days away from the All-Star break tonight. It's been sloppy.
Didn't start out sloppy though, right? I mean, Shohei going deep.
Offensive.
I was like, I'm thinking, man. No, I get it. It is a battle because physically you're here, but mentally, like I said, you might already be in Vegas or some beach somewhere or some hotel. You know, that doesn't start till late Sunday night.
Off for rushing to the D-backs on deck circle. And that brings in the 6th Diamondback run.
Certainly not clean baseball. And, you know, you go back to even the Rocky series. That was not a great series of Dodger baseball. And yes, they have been on a heater. And they had just come off a San Diego series. And, you know, they have played some great baseball over the last month and a half. And yes, you're gonna have some ruts and you're gonna have some stretches. I mean, it's frustrating watching it while the team is in it, but you have to know that it is going to happen. Over 162, it's happening. So sit back and enjoy it.
Enriquez blows the doors off of Gurriel with 102. 2 outs in the 5th.
I mean, no chance there. Couple the location with 102. It ain't happening.
Strike 1 on Vargas. And another cutter and curve. Vargas sitting up there is like, wait, this guy's got triple digits. Each time he looked ready for that. That's not what he got. Oh. Ball off rushing. 5 offensive innings for Arizona. They've scored 2 runs in 3 of them.
A couple other non-flattering notes for the ball club this evening. 2 errors, a wild pitch, a balk. They've had 4 walks. 2 of those 4 have come around to score. That's why Doc's arms are folded.
Suboptimal. Some pain on the outside corner. Back-to-back Ks for Enriquez, but 2 more runs for the Diamondbacks. Dodgers trailing by 4. As ugly as the scoreboard may look for the Dodgers, down 6-2 against the Diamondbacks, as beautiful as the night is here in LA. Eduardo Rodriguez talked about this last inning. When he gets this much support, he has not lost a game. First time for everything. Still a lot of ball game left. We crossed the midway point of the series opener. Rojas, Rushing, and Ohtani, scheduled hitters. I mentioned earlier Rojas' numbers against Rodriguez entering the day. 7 for 10. He's 0 for 1. So now 7 for 11. It's like, Rojas, can you explain the science of ownership? Fouls back, strike 1. And he's like, look, there's a difference between having hits against Rodriguez versus doing damage. He only has 1 extra base hit. He said there were a couple bunt base hits in there. Patrick Corbin was an example of a guy where he did damage against him. And sometimes it's as simple as Rojas with another base hit off Rodriguez, a leadoff knock to start the 5th. Sometimes you just face a pitcher who their strength or the way that they typically deliver a pitch, EK, is just right into your sweet spot as a hitter. And so you're comfortable up there. You don't have to overextend yourself. You know, feel like you have to cover a different part of the plate or a different quadrant. It's just your normal swing because that's the way you match up as a dance partner.
Well, and ball clubs now, they construct lineups based on that. They look at, a pitcher and, release points and how their ball moves, and they match it up to a swing that a certain hitter may have when it's swing path. You didn't used to do that 20, 30 years ago just because you didn't have the technology. You just, I think this guy hits him well. Okay, let's put him in. You can be much more scientific now.
Rushing pops it up to 3rd. Who was that pitcher for you? Because I know you remember.
So there were certain guys that I saw really well and I hit really well. I mean, there was Jason Schmidt, who later pitched for the Dodgers, a guy named Rob Nen, who was a reliever.
That brings up Ohtani for a 3rd time. Led off the game with a solo homer. 8th leadoff shot of the year. The straightaway center field. Waldschmidt waited a moment, now drifts back in front of the warning track. He's got out number 2. the way that this building erupts when he just sends a fly ball in the air.
I mean, he really didn't even get that ball. I mean, it was all upper body. Didn't really use any lower half, but he still drove it.
And if you've been busy all Friday, you understand, finishing up the week, you might have missed the news that Ohtani was scratched from this start. The left knee is continuing to give him some aches and pains. And so he is not only scratched from tonight, he will not participate at all at the All-Star game in Philadelphia. Oh, 0-2 on Andy Pages. Dave Roberts detailing what the Dodgers are expecting to happen with Shohei the next couple of days. They're going to have the left knee drained, and then David Bassett detailed at the top of the broadcast likely a cortisone injection as well.
Just a date with some needles. You know, you just drain it and then shoot it. Be running sprints in no time. Be good to get him off his feet, though, and the Dodgers start on the East Coast. Yankees, right? Right out of the chute.
Yep. Pages looking for a second bloop hit of the game, and he finds it. Rojas goes from first to third. Brings the tying run to the on-deck circle in the bottom of the fifth. And he's now 3 for 3.
Yeah, and he's living right. 2 balls that one was 65 miles an hour. The other one was 69 miles an hour.
Nice.
But both of them hits.
Freddie Freeman looking to get involved tonight. He's 0 for 2, struck out in the first, then grounded into an inning-ending double play in the third. (6-2) Arizona. 2 on, 2 out in the fifth. Ball 1 outside. Pops out of the mid of Moreno. And it's called a ball, but the challenge was
called a ball. The catcher is challenging.
As Moreno was going to retrieve the loose ball, he threw out a challenge, and his second successful one for him tonight.
Arizona has 2 remaining.
On a 1-1 pitch, Freeman hits it hard to second, but it's handled on the hop by Vargas, who's spinning and throwing for the final out. So 2 hits, both stranded in the fifth. 6-2 Diamondbacks going to the sixth. Well, there's a silver lining so far in the Dodger deficit. They got you a free jumbo jack tomorrow. 7 strikeouts, meaning you can go to a Jack in the Box in LA on Saturday, buy a large drink, get a free burger. Kyle Hurt, Will Klein, Brock Stewart, Edgardo Enriquez. First 4 arms used in this bullpen game, taking the place of the scratched Ohtani. Dodgers down by 4, top of the 6th, bottom of the order for Arizona.
Man, Dodgers are pitching to Arenado like
it's 2022.
Yeah, right.
He finished 3rd in MVP voting the last few years. Just ran into father time. And this has been a relative bounce back year. He enters this series an OPS plus of 96, so still below league average, but seemingly more production from Arenado than the last 2 years.
Well, you talk about catching up, father time catching up to him, but you put in, I don't know, what was it, 10 years in Colorado, 8 years, whatever it was. That's like that dog year thing. That's like playing 20 years physically on your body.
It's his 3rd walk of the game.
That walk in the last at bat, he ended up scoring. Tawa hit that 2-run shot.
Fielder Ryan Waldschmidt.
The first time up, they were able to escape the leadoff walk.
Dodger pitcher's just been fighting an uphill battle all night. 25 Diamondbacks to the plate. 10 of them have gotten to 3-ball counts.
Oh. That's got to be a thumb. I think that's a thumb.
Waldschmidt squared around a bunt, popped it back foul, but The bigger concern for Torey Lovello, who's walking out with the athletic trainer, is the status of their top prospect's hand.
I mean, that's why I say it's, everybody talks about, oh yeah, just square around and bunt. That's all we do. Hang and bunt. Remember when we used to do that in the 50s? So guys don't do that, and then you get that at, oh, that's all hand, and that's now what somebody would say is, okay, what are you doing with your hand? I mean, they're like that right there, holding the bat like that.
You're asking.
That's yeah. I mean, you're not asking for it, but I don't know where the bunting instructor for the Diamondbacks is, because that is, even I know you don't hold the bat like that. But it's not easy. You got a guy throwing 100 miles an hour, ball running in.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, that's finger. You're cooked. That's not a shake it off or rub it or anything and you'll be better. That's no bueno.
Waldschmidt is walking off. He's going to leave the game. And that was on. Did that get to 100? I mean, it was definitely a single.
I mean,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, whether it's 97, 100, whether it's 92, that's fingers, and that's no good. It was 99.6.
Oh, that's all. It'll be Barossa coming on to finish the plate appearance. While he gets ready, we'll listen to this word from Morongo.
Midland Live, July 18th. Get tickets now. Morongo.
Pitch hitter number 1, Jorge Barossa.
He's switch hitting Jorge Barossa. He drops the bunt down. Edman at third. Throw goes into the outfield. So Arenado gets to third and Barossa gets to second. That is the third error of the game from the Dodgers.
So a couple things. Tommy coming in. You see Enriquez, at least he goes to cover third. Miggy over there trying to hold the bag and catch it at the same time. You see, he's trying to touch the bag and again, I get it that you're not a first baseman, but your job over there at first base is to catch the ball first.
And then a bullet base hit from Tim Tawa, who stays hot tonight. Now 7-2 D-backs, still nobody out.
Yeah, just sloppy tonight. But going back to that play, doesn't matter if you hold the bag and have your foot on the bag if you don't have the ball. That forces now you got second and third. Infield is in. Arizona continuing to take advantage of this sloppy play by the Dodgers.
Back-to-back innings, a leadoff walk followed by an error. Brings in another Diamondback run. Runner goes for second. Enriquez never saw him. Takes away the double play ball. Second and third, no outs. Infield in. 2 strikes on Marte. Popped him up. Edman in foul territory.
Shortstop, number 2, Geraldo Perdomo.
Ground ball to Freeman. Runner coming home. Freddie puts it in his pocket. Takes out number 2 at first.
Good job by Freddie. He looked home and realized that at best it was going to be a bang bang, and better to just take the out right there.
Right fielder, number
So now the
7,
Dodgers
Corbin
trailing
Carroll.
by 6. And the way this game has gone and felt, at least since the last few innings, I wouldn't be surprised if some of the Dodgers big guns get early showers.
Well, it's the 3rd inning in a row now that the Diamondbacks have played at a crooked number. Couple that with the 1st inning, and they've done it 4 out of the 6. You know, this is an offense. This is a ball club that has been wildly inconsistent. And not to say that offensively they've been good, because the Dodgers have been, yeah, I was going to say, but
yeah,
you know, tonight the Dodgers have given them a number of opportunities.
The Diamondbacks entered this series second to last in the league in runs per game since May 26th. Now, for the first chunk of the year, Lovello's crew was humming along, and so it's not like they haven't shown the ability to put up runs, but it's been rare of late. 2-2 on Corbin Carroll. Chop to first. Freddie will take it, and that ends the inning. Another inning with 2 runs for Arizona. The lead 8-2 in the middle of the 6th.
We're going to share some moments. Let's start down here. This is Nate.
On Netflix, July 13th, then catch the 96th Major League Baseball All-Star Game presented by MasterCard on July 14th on Fox. And speaking of the Home Run Derby, guys, no Dodgers are participating, but Dodgers third base coach Dino Ebel has been asked by the Phillies' Bryce Harper to throw to him, and Dino accepted because he checked with all the Dodger hitters whether or not they were going to participate. They all said no, so he gave Harper the green light. And the way that this all came together was a month ago, Harper reached out to Freddie Freeman for Dino's number. Dino didn't hear from him until last week when Harper asked him, hey, would you be interested in helping me out? He checked with the other Dodger players. They said no. And then he officially got the text last night from Harper that he was in. So usually I used to have the 3-day rule, but Harper has the 1-month rule before he makes the follow through.
Hey, that's a 2-time Derby champ there in Dino Ebel. You wait. Betts to center. Barossa staying in the game, makes the catch for the first out of the 6th. And Dino was Harper's third base coach for Team USA, Mark DeRosa's staff during the World Baseball Classic. So they obviously have a relationship there as well. The Derby field, EK. Harper joining his Phillies teammate Kyle Schwarber. Both of those guys, this is their 3rd home run derby. Junior Caminero, perhaps American League MVP this year for the Rays. He'll participate. Finished runner-up last year. And then you got a bunch of first-timers. Jordan Walker of the Cardinals, Ben Rice of the Yankees, Wilson Contreras of the Boston Red Sox, Jack Caglione of the Royals, and Munetaka Murakami, fresh off the injured list where he was for a couple months with a hamstring strain. He rounds out the field.
Yeah, Dino told me that he would throw to Harper in Group 1 during the World Baseball Classic. So Harper knows what Dino can do. And it goes back to the Angels because he helped Vladimir Guerrero Sr. win the Home Run Derby. He helped Schwarber win the swing-off last year.
Yeah.
And, of course, Teoscar Hernandez in 24. So he's got the golden arm.
Shoot, he better be getting a cut of all this, too.
That's
You gotta
customary,
negotiate.
Karros. Unlike you, he gets tipped out.
Things escalated quickly.
I mean, I just thought he ought to get a cut. I wasn't attacking you, David.
Dino,
That's where we're
they have been very generous with Dino, the winners of the Derby.
They have been generous. Yeah, okay. Yeah, of course they have.
Unlike
So I
you with
get-
Nelly, you're not very generous
Whoa.
with him, I hear.
I am.
Kirsten, pipe down.
Strike one, grounded foul.
Hey, by the way, the last time the All-Star game was in Philly, Aaron
Mike.
Karros' teammate,
Yeah,
Mike
Mike,
Piazza,
yeah.
won the MVP of the game.
Yeah. In front of his dad, and yeah, it was hit a home run there.
At the vet.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Did your homework, man. You came ready tonight.
I lived at Karros.
Ball and a strike on Kyle Tucker. 8-2 D-backs, bottom of the sixth. The Dodgers trying to mount the late rally here. Tied for most comeback wins in baseball with 28. Same number as Arizona. One on, one out, one ball, one strike. Make it 2-1. Strike 2. EK, I got a name for you.
Okay.
Brian Bohannon.
Oh yeah, yeah. Brian Bohannon, lefty. Yeah, he pitched. He pitched actually for us for a while, but Brian Bohannon in Colorado is some good hitting. What are you going to say about Brian Bohannon?
No, I was going to give you your career numbers.
Oh, they're good.
Pitch is called a ball. The catcher is challenging.
See if Moreno stays perfect. He does by a stitch.
Pitch is a strike. Arizona has 2 remaining.
Gabriel Moreno has been all over it tonight. 3 for 3 in challenges, but against Brian Bohannon, EK, 8 for 17, 4 homers, 4 walks.
He pitched for us for a while. He was a kid that came out of University of Texas. Super hard thrower, then blew out and had to reinvent himself.
Strike one fouled away by Teoscar Hernandez. Nine for 20 with 3 bombs against Jared Washburn.
We're gonna go back and
Until
so like if we're gonna tell those sort of stories, like I prefer to go like the 5 for 15 with 2 bombs off of Pedro.
Yeah,
Like I mean,
yeah.
you know, like that I'll talk about that. I mean, see Teo run into one right here, get us back in the ball game.
Yeah.
I mean, this has just been verbal judo up here for the last inning.
Not wrong at all. jammed on a pitch up and in off the plate. Carroll catches the final out of the 6th. Going to the 7th, no change in the score. 8-2 Snakes. Jack Dreyer takes the mound for the Dodgers, the 5th pitcher in this bullpen game. Dodgers down 8-2 in the 7th. 38th appearance for Jack, left-hander with an ERA of 3.11, 37 2/3 innings.
Yeah, Jack will be the 5th Dodger pitcher to go at it tonight. You know, the first 4 all allowed runs, and you know, for a bullpen game, it's gone all wrong.
The Dodgers have out-hit Arizona 7-5 to this point, but the Diamondbacks have been gifted 3 Dodger errors, 5 walks, a wild pitch, and a balk. And there have been a couple stolen bases as well. So it's been one of those nights. And you go into a year, EK, as a team knowing, for the most part, you're going to win 60 games, you're going to lose 60 games. What happens with the other 60?
That's 180. That's a long season.
Oh, 40.
No. 54, 54, 54.
No. 60 and 60, and then what do you do with the other 42?
No. I'm just tell you what the math is. You're going to win 54 and you're going to lose 54. And then what do you do with the other 54? Trust me, I heard this every spring. Tommy used to say it every spring. No, it's not. Dude, I don't know what league you're playing in. 180 games? Whatever, though. I mean, if that works for your league, that's good. I'll go with you. So, yeah, it's what we do with it's what we do with the other 60 here.
Yeah, it's the other minus. The other 60 minus.
Gurriel Jr.
Man. And I'm usually the one responsible for the wheels coming off, and I'm going to say you drove this thing
right off
the cliff.
Yeah. Strike one.
I would wonder where you were going with this one. I was like, you win 60, you lose 60. Is what you do with the other 60.
I wish people could see the terror in my eyes as I looked into your eyes, and you were doing the math.
Hey,
and I'm
easy
like,
on that. Easy. Like we got Vassay talking about good feel. You're talking about looking into my eyes here.
Yes, no,
Let's
because I'm doing the math.
All right,
I
just don't want this to get romantic here. Okay, go ahead. I want to know what you do with the other 60.
No, I was throwing the numbers out there, and then you looked at me in a way where I was like, "Oh, this isn't right." And then there was
but even after I explained it, you still held like, no, it's 60. No, it's 45. So like, you're. The baseball terminology is you are convicted.
I beg your pardon.
There you go.
1 and 2.
Got 1 out.
That we do.
Oh,
nice play and short by Mookie. One hop, backhand side, back edge of the dirt. No problem.
Thank you, Mookie, for bringing us back to baseball. That is a heck of a play right there. That ball came off the bat at 105, and Mookie just slid over there so smooth. Nice, easy play. Yeah.
Up the middle, Rojas there, crosses body, and Freddie comes off the bag, and even if he held it, it would have been a bang-bang play at first. Terrific effort from Rojas trying to get back-to-back sparkling plays to end the seventh.
Third baseman number 28, Nolan Arenado.
Yeah, Mookie does it not. I mean, sorry, Miguel does a nice job, but he's running away from the bag. He tries to contort his body and make an accurate throw. Gee, Freddie just has to make sure he catches the ball. Again, it's primary order of a first baseman. Grab the ball first. Worry about holding the bag next.
Oh, 0-2.
Heck of an evening for Eduardo Rodriguez up to this point. 6 innings. Only 1 walk. Again, that big number, though. Only 2 runs allowed.
And they came the first 2 batters of the game. Ohtani and Pages going back-to-back. Arenado retired for the first time. The Dodgers put up a 0 in the 7th. Time to stand and stretch. The 7th inning stretch brought to you by Sit and Sleep, SoCal's most trusted mattress store.
We'll take home an exclusive Sun Hung Min bobblehead tomorrow. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Dodgers trailing 8-2. Miguel Rojas bounces the first pitch to the bottom of the 7th as Arizona goes to the bullpen. Brandon Garcia, the left-hander, in the area of 2.05 first 26 games. It was called a strike.
Yeah, he wanted to challenge it. Again, we've only got 1 challenge left.
Popped up right side. Handled by Tawa. 1 away. Arizona bullpen middle of the road in terms of ERA in relation to the rest of the league. 16th on the season. A little worse than that. Going back to the 5th of June. But a stellar 2026 continues tonight for Eduardo Rodriguez, who has stifled the Dodgers in his 3 games against them this year. Strike to Rushing. Garcia can rush it up there.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good arm. But more of a guy that's going to try and keep you off balance, miss the barrel of the bat, just try and nibble, get you to expand. But every once in a while, that 96 jumps in at you. 98, my bad.
Oh, it was 99 earlier in the inning too, so he's feeling froggy.
Yama tomorrow, right? Yamamoto tomorrow, and Sheehan scheduled for Sunday.
Yamamoto against Brandon Pfaadt. Yeah, this is one of those games you maybe didn't expect it to play out like this, as sloppy,
right? As
uncharacteristic that the Dodgers have played tonight. But bullpen game against their ace, their all-star, at least on paper, you could maybe see the result would go toward the D-backs as Rushing watches strike 3, 2 out in the 7th.
I think what you said, though, it's okay. So that's the bullpen, right? And so maybe it's not going to be a clean game, or maybe you're going to have some hiccups along the way. But it's been the defense and the way that we played tonight. And we just had a game, the second game in the Rocky series, where we said, okay, let's just flush it. It's done. Well, we might be saying that 2 out of 3 of the, 2 of the last 3 games.
Ball outside on Shohei. Led off the game with a home run. Phillips getting loose. Oof. Big swing. The elbow guard came loose, but we're more worried about that back left knee as he kind of swung open and then loses balance for a split second.
Tough to adjust all that stuff right there with the batting gloves on, because he's trying to do the straps, not just putting them on.
It's a battle.
Okay, got it.
Right. Heads up, Andy. Strike 2. Dodgers go down in order in the 7th. World Champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA. It's brought to you by Jack in the Box. Fired up, the Hot Ones Munchie Meal. This will fire you up to see Evan Phillips again. Made his 2026 debut Tuesday against Colorado. Pitched a scoreless inning. 1 hit, no walks, couple of Ks, and warm welcome back. Face 8, 9, and 1 for Arizona here in the top of the 8th. Diamondbacks 8 and the Dodgers 2. Been a tough one for the Dodger bullpen in this bullpen game. They have yet to pitch a 1-2-3 inning tonight. Jack Dreyer was the first one to put up a 0. Heads up. Bullet into center field. A leadoff hit for Barossa.
First baseman number 13, Tim Tawa.
Tim Tawa has driven in 3 of the 8 Arizona runs. A 2-run homer in the 4th off Brock Stewart. Break a 2-2 tie. Skips off the glove of Rushing. Another free base awarded to the Diamondbacks.
This is that home run that Tawa hit. Stewart had been successful with the previous Diamondback hitters with that fastball away. That one inside didn't get in far enough, and Tawa was able to turn on it.
And he punches one the other way. It'll be a green light for Barossa. The throw in from Tucker is late. 9-2.
Oh yeah.
Fourth ribby for Tawa.
Got a lot of space on that right side. Tuck comes up, makes a good strong throw, and Rush trying to deke him a little bit. I don't think there was going to be a play. He comes in standing up.
Fifth time up for Ketel Marte. Fifth time in 8 innings, the Diamondbacks get the leadoff man on. Fourth time they get him in. 1-2. There's a strikeout for Phillips. Gone in the 8th.
High and out of the zone, right? I mean, anytime you got velocity up there and enticing to the hitter, but so difficult to catch up with.
Fastball runs away. Ball one on Perdomo. 98 for Phillips.
Right. I was just going to say, you know, one of the things you're looking at with Phillips, I thought the first night, you know, he was 97, 98, and I figured that's got to be adrenaline as well. But he's held it in his outings, and you know, again, that just is another piece to lengthen this bullpen. You get Diaz coming back, and I mean, you can have a ton of options down there. You know, the kicker is going to be that starting rotation, and guys getting healthy and got a couple months. Glass right there on the left, and Robo should be heading to Philly, but
yeah, if that doesn't happen, then
probably not going to happen, Nelly.
And then we got problems with the league.
Well, I mean, there's a few guys, right? And it's look at like the Zach Wheeler thing is just
atrocious,
crazy, right? But there's always I mean, they've got, you know, the rosters have expanded and they're much greater, and it's, but there's always, you know, there's always going to be guys that deserve to go that don't go, and there's always going to be guys that are going that you're just going like, wait, what, huh?
I guess where it is confusing is that there are people who can see the schedule. They can see where pitchers are going to be, how their days of work are mapped out up to the break, and so you know who, in all likelihood, is not going to be available to you, and so you have the ability, as the league in charge of these selections, with, of course, input from the players and coaches, to determine, hey, this person's not going to be there but is deserving of it. You put them in first, and then you replace them with people and pitchers or players who can go. But there's not a whole lot of rhyme or reason sometimes, it seems. And there's practice with this every year. 3-2 to Perdomo, fouled away. I just don't know how a guy like Robleski, who's got 10 wins.
I don't disagree, but I'm also going to sit here and say that there are other guys too. Like again, we just mentioned, like, how in the heck is Zach Wheeler not there? Like that's even more egregious.
Good on Wheeler for saying what he said.
Right.
Because he's 100% right. The 3-2 is in the air, playable for Teoscar Hernandez in left.
Number 7, Corbin Carroll.
I guess the thing that, like, for me that is frustrating in Robo's situation is you just don't know when things are going to line up again, right? And this may be, this may be the shot, and for him to get an opportunity and the experience like that, this might be as good as it gets. And he may have, he may be an all-star the next 6 years. I don't know, but I would love to see him go.
Ball and a strike on Corbin Carroll. You see an Evan hold the velocity. A couple pitches go at 99. And Evan can empathize, because there a few years back, Phillips had as good a case as anybody. Yeah. One of the best, arguably the best pitcher in baseball for a good stretch, and yet because he pitched for a team that had as many popular all-stars as the Dodgers do, ran into that problem. Strikes out Carroll. Get through the 8th, 1 for the D-backs, and the Dodgers trail by 7. Coming up after the game, Access Sportsnet Dodgers presented by Mercury Insurance. John Hartung standing by in the center field plaza, along with Omar Garcia-Parra and James Loney. Not a lot of highlights to show you, but they'll provide them to you. Some breakdowns as well. A couple looks at the first 2 batters of the night. That was basically it for the Dodger offense. Ohtani and Andy Pages greeting Eduardo Rodriguez with back-to-back home runs, tied the game at 2, but then the next 7 have gone the way of Arizona. New pitcher on the mound for the Diamondbacks, veteran righty Jonathan Loaisiga. Ball and a strike. No, Pages couldn't check up. 0-2. Let's go downstairs to DV.
So Andy Pages is going to be in Philadelphia for his first All-Star game, and when he was selected last Saturday, he tried to contact his family in Cuba. Obviously, it's a challenge to have a phone conversation even with them, and he wasn't able to. But I asked him today whether or not he was able to get in contact with them to let them know the great news, and he said they exchanged messages. He never directly spoke to his parents, and obviously his dad has meant so much to him in his baseball life. So they know they've exchanged messages, and they're very excited for their son.
That's awesome, DV. Thank you. And something else that you've talked about in the wake of Andy's first-time All-Star selection is how it'll be extra special staring across the field at one of his closest friends in baseball in this lifetime, and that's Miguel Vargas.
Yeah, they came up together in the minor leagues, and he called him his brother. And it's 2 completely different paths to the All-Star game, but it's going to be a great experience for both those guys that consider each other baseball brothers to be taking the field for their first All-Star game together.
Vargas having an unbelievable season. I mean, he's got the highest, when you go to Fangraphs, he's got the highest WAR of any third baseman in baseball.
Alex Call pinch hitting for Freddie Freeman. Sorry, EK.
I was going to say, he got an opportunity to just run with it over there, and not the pressure of playing here for a contender, and able to make some adjustments, and has really found his way. But both of those 2 you know, Vargas and Pages coming up through this system here, and a lot of discussion. Everybody thought that both could play. Andy able to do it here. Miguel doing it in Chicago.
Davey's right, though. The route's different than evaluators may have believed that Andy Pages and Miguel Vargas had all-star games in their future, but the way that they got there, like Andy Pages, an everyday big league center fielder. I don't know how many bingo cards that was on coming through the system. He was a guy that they were kind of forecasting for the corners, right? And Dave Roberts said that when he was addressing the team, naming the All-Stars, and nobody thought this guy could play center field in the big leagues. And not only can he play it, is there any all-around center fielder?
Well, he's good. No question. He is good.
Conversely, Miguel Vargas, that was a guy after the trade. He has talked about himself how he lost the joy of playing the game of baseball, and he's recaptured that in 2026. So a lot of folks in Los Angeles happy for Vargas. Another 2-2 coming from Loaiza. Got a call. Chopper to Arenado. It spins foul.
Good play by Arenado there. He was coming in ready to bend over and try and grab that. He realized there was no way he was going to be able to make that play. Smart enough to hope that it goes foul, and it did.
Full count. On the 8th pitch, call fouls one away. Broken bat right back to Loaiza. 9th pitch. Records the second out. Back-to-back pinch hitters. Alex Freeland.
Hitting for the Dodgers, number 76, Alex Freeland.
Change up dots the outside corner. Freeland putting a 3-game hitting streak on the line off the bench here tonight. Five for his last 11 offensively.
Good swing.
Strike three, bookending K's for Loaisaga. And a 1-2-3-8. Oh, game two, the final series before the All-Star game. Yoshinobu Yamamoto will take the hill for the Dodgers opposite Brandon Pfaadt. 6:10 here, Unico Field at Dodger Stadium. Dodgers, in all likelihood, will be looking to even the series as they trail this one 9-2, starting the 9th inning. Alex Vesia will record the last 3 outs.
Best having a solid season. Love to look at that. Home runs allowed, big old 0. Opponent's average 138.
Two quick strikes on Moreno. 1 for 4 is driven in a pair. Been an odd one for sure. Diamondbacks with 9 runs on 8 hits. No RBI for Ketel Marte or Corbin Carroll. But 4 from Tim Tawa, who had 8 total ribbies entering the night. And Nolan Arenado, he had 3 walks the last 22 games combined. 3 tonight. 2-2.
How about the Dodgers offense? They started 3 for their first 4, 2 home runs. Since then, 4 for 26 with a double, no runs.
Ooh. Is in center, by the way. Now flanking him in right is Alex Call. So Kyle Tucker is out. Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts were both pinch hit for in the last inning. Dalton rushing at first. Alex Freeland at short. Eliezer Alfonso Jr. now catching. Takes a foul ball off the mask. That's laced to left. It's going to get all the way to the wall and be extra bases for Gabriel Moreno. Stand up double on the 8th pitch from Vesia.
Diamondbacks have another runner in scoring position so far this evening. They are 3 for 11. So he tags this ball in the corner. You know, just looking at this too, the runners in scoring position. The Dodgers have only had 2 at bats tonight with guys in scoring position. 0 for 2. So again, like just, you know, we just said it a couple days ago. This is a game you're just going to flush. You don't want to get into the habit of that, and it's okay to say it once in a while, but not 2 of the last 3 games. It's a 6th leadoff hitter to reach for Arizona this evening.
Long night. Popped him up. Rojas and rushing right side. Miguel will take it. One away. You talk about flushing things and turning the page. Dodgers have the best record in baseball following a loss this year. 15-1 after their last 16 losses.
We'll certainly have the right guy on the mound for it tomorrow, right? Yep. Yama on the hill, and he's a guy for me that he doesn't get a lot of love nationally when you're talking about Cy Young Award, but he's one of those guys who's just kind of hovering right around, and I think by the end of the year you're going to be looking at him, and he's going to have snuck up on some people nationally.
And you're like, how does that guy, after what he did,
sneak up
last year?
You know what it is, though? It's because he doesn't do, like, you look at Mizorowski, and that's just, I'm going to throw 1,000 miles an hour, right? Skeens, I'm a AI guy,
creative player.
Ohtani, right? Ohtani is unicorn. Sanchez had that, that scoreless streak where he was chasing down Oral.
He's been special, right?
And he's been special. So everybody has, Yamamoto is just a winner, a pitcher, comes out, competes, and at the end of the year, like, if you had to win a game,
strike 3, 2 gone in the ninth.
If you had to win a game, live or die, who are you picking to start that game? And I tell you what, Yamamoto is very much in that conversation. I'd be pretty hard pressed to start somebody else,
given what he has done.
Yeah, right.
In the biggest spots, like, doesn't get any bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And rushing towards those spots as well.
Yama. Vassia looking for one more strike. And he's got it. Back-to-back Ks, works around the leadoff double. Jameson pitching for Arizona, bottom of the ninth. The Dodgers trailing the Diamondbacks 9-2. First of 3 before the break.
See 11 strikeouts, 6 walks. Trying to record, as you mentioned, the final 3 outs. Not a high leverage guy.
Leading off the Dodger half of the ninth inning, third baseman, number 25, Tommy Edman.
Tommy Edman, Eliezer Alfonso, and Teoscar Hernandez scheduled here in the 9th inning. Fastball upstairs at 97. Tommy 0 for 2 with a walk.
Jamison has gone 4 straight outings. Hasn't given up a run.
Ball 3.
Only walked 1 in his last 5 outings.
Fastball down the chute, 3-1. Now the count's full. Pulls it into right field. A leadoff base hit.
Tommy gets on the board with a base hit tonight. Also had a walk and just kind of flips that thing out there.
Brings up Eliezer Alfonso. Takes a rip at the first pitch. Fastball. Strike 1. 3rd major league game for Alfonso. He said that first one, his major league debut on Sunday, didn't feel like him that was playing. Of course, you can understand. So he pops it up to the middle of the infield. Perdomo secures the first out of the 9th inning. Unspeakable tragedy hitting his family, but Alfonso said that second game, it was the first time where he felt like he was finally here, like he himself as a person, as a player. Ball 1 low to Teoscar. 0 for 3 so far. Hernandez hits it the other way. Sliding in is Carroll to take it away.
What are we doing diving on 9-2? Let a guy get a hit, right?
Second baseman, number 72, Miguel Rojas.
Dodgers down to their last out. To left field, down all the way to the wall. And it bounces away from Gurriel, so Edman's going to score easily without a play. RBI double for Miguel Rojas, and it's now 9-3.
Mickey Rowe doing his thing no matter what the score is, pressure situation, down 9-2, whatever it is. He's giving it his all.
Dalton Rushing.
Now Dalton Rushing trying to get on the board before the night's done. his bat, rolls it to second, and that's going to be the ball game. One of those nights for the Dodgers. The Diamondbacks take the series opener 9-3.
Yeah, just not one of those evenings that you want to remember. Unfortunately, Dodgers have had 2 of those in the last 3 ball games. So tighten it up tomorrow. Clean baseball. You got a great guy to have on the mound, and Yoshinobu Yamamoto. So turn it around and still a chance to win a series.
Yeah, can't wait to get to bed, come back to the yard, and put this one behind us. Access Sports Tech Dodgers going to try and put a bow on this one. For Eric Karros, David Bassett, and our terrific crew, I'm Stephen Nelson. Thanks so much for watching. Good night from Dodger Stadium. Tough night for the Dodgers.